I need to tell you something that took me years to admit, and most successful people never say it out loud. The day I hit a goal I'd chased for years, I sat alone that night and felt nothing. Not sadness, not joy, just a strange, heavy silence, like the room had been holding its breath for me and finally exhaled, and I didn't know what to do with the quiet. If you've ever felt that after winning something you swore would change everything, this video is for you. And it's the one nobody in this gallery talks about. Every portrait in this gallery shows someone who won. A crown, an empire, a legacy. What the paint never shows is the morning after, when the war is over, the throne is secured, and the person sitting on it has to answer a question no victory prepares you for. Now what? By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why achievement doesn't feel the way you imagined, why that's not a flaw in you, and this is the part that actually matters. How to build a life that doesn't collapse into emptiness the moment you get what you asked for. Here's what almost no success story admits. The goal was never really the goal. The feeling you thought the goal would give you, that was the actual goal. And feelings, unlike trophies, don't stay still once you catch them. Psychologists call this hedonic adaptation. Your brain's tendency to return to a stable baseline of feeling no matter what happens to you, good or bad. Win the crown, and within weeks, your mind starts treating it as the new normal, quietly scanning the horizon for the next thing to want. This isn't a personal failure. It's simply how the mind was built to chase, not to rest in arrival. Your brain's tendency to return to a stable baseline of feeling no matter what happens to you, good or bad. Win the crown, and within weeks, your mind starts treating it as the new normal, quietly scanning the horizon for the next thing to want. This isn't a personal failure. It's simply how the mind was built to chase, not to rest in arrival. I've talked to people who reached the exact number they said would make them feel successful, and the money didn't change how safe they felt inside. I've watched people win the relationship they prayed for, and still wake up with the same anxious voice in their head, just now living in a nicer house. The goal was never broken. The belief that arrival equals peace, that was the broken part. There's an old term for this, the hedonic treadmill. You run, the scenery changes, but you're still standing in the same place emotionally. And here's the part that explains almost every successful but miserable person. You've ever heard of, the treadmill doesn't care how nice the room around it is. A palace with a treadmill in it is still a treadmill. This is why so many people who reach the very top quietly reach for something to numb the silence, a new conquest, a new relationship, a new distraction, sometimes something far darker. Not because they're weak, because no one told them the silence was coming, and no one taught them what to do with it besides run again. Understanding this isn't depressing. It's actually freeing. If arrival was never going to deliver permanent peace, you stop chasing goals as if they're rescue missions. You stop chasing goals as if they're rescue missions. You start choosing them for a completely different reason, one we'll get to in a few minutes. Look through any history of conquest, and you'll find the same quiet footnote historians rarely dwell on. The most successful conquerors in history often grew restless almost immediately after their greatest victories. pushing toward the next campaign before the last one had even settled. For a long time, this was framed simply as ambition. But look closer, and you'll notice something else. A kind of urgency that looks less like hunger for more, and more like an attempt to outrun a silence that arrived the moment the fighting stopped. Compare this to rulers who, after reaching the height of their power, deliberately chose to build rather than conquer, further funding art, architecture, learning, legacy that would outlast them. Historians note these figures often described a different relationship with their achievements, not as trophies to defend, but as foundations to build meaning on top of. The difference wasn't the size of what they'd won. It was what they did with the silence that followed. One group ran from it. The other learned to furnish it. Here's the trap almost everyone falls into, and I fell into it too. Somewhere along the way, you stop chasing the goal and start becoming it. You're not someone working toward success. You are your success. Your identity quietly merges with the achievement. And that's exactly when a rival turns dangerous. Because if the goal is who you are, then finishing it doesn't feel like victory. It feels like disappearing. Who are you the day after you become the thing you spent 10 years becoming, if you never separated the two? The honest answer is, you don't know. And that unknown is where the silence in this video started for me. And probably for you too, if you're honest. The fix isn't to stop pursuing big things. It's to build an identity that exists underneath the achievement one steady enough that winning adds to it instead of being the entire foundation of it. Let me give you the single reframe that changed how I chase things after that silent night. Stop treating goals as finish lines. Start treating them as horizons. A finish line implies an ending. Cross it, and the race is over, which means you are, in some sense, over too. A horizon never gets crossed. You walk toward it. The view changes. You grow, and it simply resets further out. Not because you failed to reach it, but because that's what horizons do. There's no crushing silence at a horizon, because you were never promised an ending there in the first place. This is why the wisest people in this gallery didn't stop after their first crown, their first empire, their first fortune, not out of greed, but because they'd stopped expecting the silence to be the enemy. They'd made peace with the fact that meaning isn't a place you arrive at once. It's a direction you keep choosing to walk in. So practically, what do you do the next time you win something and feel that strange silence? Instead of triumph, 3 things, and none of them require you to fake excitement you don't feel. First, name the silence out loud, even just to yourself. This is the quiet after arrival, not a sign something's wrong. Naming it removes half its power over you. Second, before you chase the next goal, ask what part of you is choosing it, the part building a life or the part running from silence. Neither answer is shameful, but only one of them leads somewhere sustainable. Third, build at least one part of your identity that has nothing to do with achievement at all. A relationship, a practice, a piece of who you are that doesn't get bigger or smaller depending on your results. That's the part of you that will still be standing, steady, The next time you reach a crown and the room goes quiet, remember the empty frame from episode 1? It's finished now, but look past it. Deeper into the gallery, there's another frame back there, barely visible, still empty. There always will be. That's not a flaw in this gallery. That's the entire point of it. The room where kings are made, the solitude that shapes them, the silence that follows their crowning. None of it was ever about reaching a final, permanent state of arrival. It was about becoming someone capable of walking toward horizon after horizon, without needing the noise of victory to feel like enough. That's not a curse. Once you stop fighting it, it might be the most peaceful realization in this entire hall. If tonight's silence finally makes sense to you, subscribe, because next time, we walk toward that last frame in the distance and answer the hardest question in this entire gallery. What do you build when there's no one left to prove anything to? Not even yourself. Tell me honestly in the comments, have you ever felt that silence after winning something you thought would change everything? You are not the only one. I promise you that. Welcome back to the Gallery of Kings. The horizon is still there. Keep walking.